Hello, this is David's Journals, and this journal entry is from March 25th, Sunday, 1984, and it's a reflection on Alan Paton's novel, Cry, Beloved Country. So it starts like this. Many instances have brought this idea of politics with Christianity together, and nowhere is it more effective than in the matter of natural rights in the political form of civil rights. Martin Luther King comes to mind when civil rights for blacks is mentioned. King once said in a speech in 1968, just weeks before he was killed, that he had been to the mountaintop. Alan Paton had been to the mountaintop long before King, when Cry the Beloved Country was published in 1948. The fact that the book was written in 1948, a time when little was said about the plight of blacks in South Africa or the United States, is remarkable in and of itself. Alan Paton paints a beautiful picture and a truthful image of South Africa with a realism only then emerging in literature. Cry the Beloved Country is a moving and emotional book full of love and pity for both the whites and the blacks. The Reverend Stephen Komalo is a marvelous character whose simple mind and attitude weaves a candor and truth about his environment in Johannesburg that is appealing to our emotions and our conscience. The compassion that James Jarvis shows to the old pastor can only be called unique. The circumstances that led to this kind of understanding can only be viewed as a knowing of the ideal circumstances, or rather, produced these kinds of um, deep understanding. The death of Arthur Jarvis and the execution of Absalom Kamalo could only produce this kind of outcome. The book is a classic because it illustrated the love that Alan Paton, a white South African, could have for his country, something that is rare in modern literature. And then I reflect on Eric Hoffer's book of journal entries called Working and Thinking on the Waterfront. And I continue, it makes one aware of the intellectual capabilities that each of us has just by simply applying ourselves to reading. A viewpoint or opinion upon any piece of literature could produce a good, thoughtful dissertation. For instance, one finds in Hoffer's work that a thinker is a person of words and opinions, liberal minded and open for argument. One realizes that understanding comes from communication. People were surprised when Hoffer published The True Believer in the Ordeal of Change. Because of these books, honest and often objective detachment from societal values. They were truly both books that could be described as sociological texts. Eric Hoffer makes one realize his potential if one reads and analyzes any kind of dissertation in a truthful, objective, along with an honest and analytical manner. This type of analysis may sound complex, but its fruits seem to always get at the truth of the matter.